In the shattered remains of Station Helios, far beyond the borders of known space, the emergency lights flickered in tired pulses, painting the metallic corridors in hues of sorrowful red. Earth had sent Commander Eli Vance to salvage what he could. Station Helios was once a joint venture between humans and the mysterious Isra, an alien race of tall, slender beings with iridescent skin and ancient wisdom. But no signals had come from Helios in months, only silence. Eli's boots echoed in the empty halls as he swept his plasma rifle in slow arcs. The station had once buzzed with life, humans and Isra engineers collaborating, laughing, arguing. Now only shadows remained. "Life signs detected," chirped the AI embedded in Eli's helmet. A single blip, deep within the residential sector. He quickened his pace, heart hammering. Maybe a survivor. Maybe a trap. The residential wing was a graveyard. Doors were blasted open, scorch marks blackened the walls, and the air was stale with a metallic tang of dried blood. But as he rounded a corner, he saw her. She sat slumped against a shattered viewport, staring out at the stars. Isra. Her once vibrant skin was dulled, and her robes hung in tatters. She was cradling a small, cracked datapad in her hands, whispering to it in a language Eli only partially understood. As he approached cautiously, she looked up. Her eyes, huge, luminous pools of violet, locked onto his. For a heartbeat, time froze. "You a human," she rasped. Her voice was barely audible, frayed at the edges. "You came." Eli holstered his rifle and knelt beside her. "I'm here. You're safe now." The Isra gave a brittle, broken laugh. "Safe? No safe left." She coughed violently, blood flecking her lips, a deep blue that shimmered under the emergency lights. "My name is Eli," he said gently. "What's yours?" The alien hesitated, as if the weight of remembering was almost too much to bear. Finally she whispered, "Soraya." He reached out, offering his hand. She hesitated, staring at it before her slender fingers, 3 instead of 5, curled around his. It was a shock how small and fragile she felt. "What happened here, Soraya?" Eli asked, voice low. Tears welled in her eyes. "The darkness, it came. Monsters from beyond the rift. We fought. We bled. We begged for help." He shuddered. "No one came." Eli swallowed hard. His command had received fragments of distress signals, but by the time authorization was given to investigate, months had passed. Too late. Always too late. Soraya leaned her head against his armored chest. Her body trembled, a pitiful vibration. "I was the last," she murmured. "I sent messages every day. I told them I was still alive. I didn't want to die alone." Eli closed his eyes against the ache in his chest. "You're not alone anymore." For a long moment they sat in silence, the station creaking around them, the infinite stars staring down through the broken viewport. Finally Soraya spoke again, so softly he barely caught the words. "Hold me tonight, human. I'm tired of being alone." Eli hesitated, but only for a heartbeat. He unlatched parts of his armor, enough to embrace her without the coldness of metal between them. She sighed, a sound of deep, aching relief as he pulled her close. Her body was desperately thin, her skin cool and trembling. They stayed like that for hours, watching the stars. Eli whispered small comforts he wasn't sure she understood. Stories of Earth. Memories of old battles survived. Jokes with broken punchlines. It didn't matter. She just needed someone. And in truth so did he. Morning, if it could be called that on a drifting corpse of a station, came with a shuddering impact. Alarms blared. Eli snapped awake. Warning, unknown vessels approaching. His helmet AI barked. Through the cracked viewport, he saw them. Sleek black ships, bristling with weapons, slithering closer. Raiders. Salvagers. Murderers. Soraya stirred weakly. They have come to feed. Eli stood, his body shielding hers. His mind raced. He didn't have the firepower to take them on. Extraction was hours away. We have to hide, he said. But Soraya shook her head slowly. No hiding. Not for me. What are you talking about? She pressed the cracked datapad into his hands. It glowed faintly, lines of Isra script scrolling across the screen. It's our history. Our songs. Our dreams. Her voice was calm now, almost serene. The last of my people. Take it. Please. He tightened his grip around the device. You're coming with me. But Soraya only smiled, a sad, knowing smile. My body is broken. I would only slow you down. She cupped his cheek with a trembling hand. Let me stay. Let me finish my watch. No, Eli's throat was tight. I won't leave you here to die. She leaned forward and pressed her forehead to his. In Isra culture, he knew that was the highest expression of trust. Thank you, Eli, she whispered, for not letting me die forgotten. The station shuddered again. Breach alarms wailed. Go, she said. Live. Eli wanted to argue, wanted to fight, but deep down he understood. Sometimes the bravest act was letting go. With one last lingering look, he turned and ran. He barely made it to the escape shuttle as raiders stormed the station. Plasma bolts lanced past him. Explosions rocked the corridors. The shuttle's engines screamed as he blasted free, tearing away from the dying remains of Helios. From orbit he watched. The raiders boarded Helios, but almost immediately, massive ancient automated defenses activated. Turrets hidden deep within the station's core unleashed torrents of energy, vaporizing the intruders. Soraya had triggered them, a final act of defiance. Helios bloomed into a silent flower of fire and light as its reactor went critical, a pyre burning against the dark. Eli bowed his head, a silent salute to the last Isra. Weeks later, back on Earth, Eli sat alone in his quarters, the cracked datapad resting before him. He had spent days decoding it. Songs of the Isra, stories of their first steps among the stars, poems about love, grief, courage. A culture both impossibly alien and heartbreakingly familiar. At the end of the last file was a recording. He played it. Soraya's voice filled the room. Soft, melodic. If you hear this, traveler, know that I was here. Know that we dreamed. We loved. We fought. We fell. But in the end, we were not forgotten. Eli pressed a hand against the screen, closing his eyes. You're not forgotten, he whispered. And somewhere he hoped Soraya knew.